Adam, what the fuck is that?
So, welcome to the start of the video. I recently went online and I bought a little something for myself, and it's a kimono.
So do you see yourself as
like? Show you.
Sorry.
Is he showing the back? He's showing the back, isn't he?
Okay. I'm trying to show the back of the kimono here.
Why, Adam? Why? I know you're in a band and stuff, but why?
I think I've finally cracked.
My question is, do you see yourself as like a bit of a Tony Montana Scarface type figure, or just your regular run-of-the-mill nonce?
Well, I did. I did watch Scarface the other day, and that maybe I spoke about it, and it come up on all the cookies. I've spoke to my phone, and my phone's heard it.
Been
like,
like,
he wants a kimono in.
And for that's the reason technology's bad. Let's move on with the podcast, shall we, boys?
Let's get into it.
Hello, boys. Hello, everyone. We're taking a risk today. Well, I'm taking a risk. What's that risk?
Being outside.
I ventured outside, and as we remember when Adam did it, we heard a man pissing and just general crime. But
he's from Manchester, you see.
The only thing that will get in your way here is beautiful bird song, and what do you want for that? We're going to talk about some football. Some things have happened. A lot of things haven't happened, but some things have happened. So, what do we all want to talk about today, boys?
Shall we start with the actual football that happened with the Munich Dortmund game?
Yes, I mean that's the only one I watched. Did anyone else catch up on any Hertha Leverkusen?
No, that's about it.
I watched a bit. I watched like the first 20 minutes of that, and then gave up and played Assassin's Creed.
That's what you hear. I've got quite a lot I want to say about this. Not so much about a fair bit about the game, but also about football as a whole.
Should we start with the game then?
Obviously, it was 1-0 to Bayern. Kimmich with a fantastically sexual goal.
Oh, it was just dirty, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
It was just the kind of goal that you want to score
full of
in a derby. Just like so calm. I love Kimmich. I think Kimmich might be one of my favourite midfielders.
He is a good player.
I mean,
but
he's a midfielder as well. Like, it's exciting.
Yeah, no, and to be fair though, to Dortmund though, before that goal and like for the first 20 minutes, they were 100% the better team. They just couldn't like.
I did think they looked a lot better on the break, but the issue is they just didn't have anything. And Haaland's like first touch let him down a lot, I think. I just would say it wasn't a team that knew that they could go top of the table with a one step closer to winning the title. Like the biggest chance to win the title. They're 7 points behind now. They're not winning the title.
Yeah, no, it's over now. It's kind of sad that it's over now because it was a big narrative for this season. But I actually felt disappointed, and I don't support either team. And I remember just watching it, actually feeling disappointed. I think I was more disappointed in the fact that the league title kind of just has ran away a little bit with it now, more than one of the teams losing. But I haven't felt disappointed in a game in a while.
Well, it's one of the few leagues where I like a lot of teams and wouldn't be able to choose some support. Like, I don't like what RB Leipzig stand for. I love their third shirt and I love the way they play. I would watch Dortmund. I always used to like Schalke. They're a shadow of what they were now. Bayern are just a good team to watch unless they're smashing 7 past you at your own stadium. It's exciting. There's a lot I like about German football, but not a lot of support there. I've got a Schalke shirt, a Dortmund shirt, a Bayern shirt, and a Leipzig shirt. Like, I don't have any allegiances over in Germany. But we've all established, I'm a die-hard Hertha fan. But you, Adam, do you have any German preference?
Of course. Not really.
Do you want to say it then, Adam?
No, not really.
Alright, cool.
I like watching Dortmund.
Well,
I don't care for it.
Sorry. You don't care for it?
Not really.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Good. I'm going to continue with my point here. I think that's what we all know. A football hipster now, I think, that says, "Oh, I like watching football, but I don't support a particular team." Yeah. Or we know of someone of like a famous person that says it. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It really highlighted to me, like, this is the first time I've properly watched football. Trying to get invested because there's no football. You know, like, it's not during a World Cup that England's been a part of. It's not during a Euros. It's not during a Premier League or a Champions League that, you know, Tottenham can be in or can have a chance of getting in. It's a completely separate entity that I thought I'd try and get a bit invested in. And I realised that the biggest disappointment of, and it's a really fickle thing to say because that's football, but let's say, Jay, Chelsea play United.
Right.
And, oh no, Kante's injured. You are now affected by that problem. And Adam's going, oh, thank God Kante's injured. Oh, but hang on a minute. Daniel James is out, and you're like, oh god, yeah, I don't want to play Daniel James. And there's all these stakes and excitement, and like the fact that players that you want to see play are missing add to that tension, and that has obviously happened in Germany. But I was sat there, and I wanted to see Royce, Brandt, Sancho, and Haaland all on the same pitch, and that's what I wanted to see. And I was watching as a neutral. I was just disappointed because Brandt got taken off, and he's a fantastic footballer. Haaland got injured. There was no Royce. And then suddenly Mario Götze, who's been told he could leave, is just warming up and getting on the pitch. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, it was... And I think that the hype over the game was as well, I think, brought myself up. Like, I was like, oh, this is it. This is where the title can be decided, this and that. All these exciting players, a lot of young players. And then the game just never lived up to it, did it?
Yeah, and it's just, I think if you can guarantee everyone's fit, football can be a showpiece of seeing the best people on the best stage, but you need to be invested in a team in order to live through that.
See, I agree, right? And obviously I'm a massive Chelsea fan, and it's always going to be biased with Chelsea, but like I feel like I'm not 50-50 because I'm always going to be a Chelsea fan, but I understand it a little bit because I do love football, and sometimes I do just like watching football for football.
I do like watching football, but I'm saying is that I wouldn't. Yeah, you're about to laugh at me for bringing it back to Tottenham, but I'll bring it back to you guys as well. What would you really be asked about being a football fan if you didn't celebrate Drogba's goal in the Champions League like an absolute madman because it emotionally mattered to you? If I couldn't celebrate Lucas Moura's hat-trick at Amsterdam, and if Adam couldn't celebrate
the past
the last
20
good
years
thing United did, which I can't quite remember, but no, I tell a joke because they obviously have won 4 trophies, I think, in the time that Tottenham have still had a glory era, but it's fine. But all I'm saying is, without that emotional connection, I don't think you could ever enjoy football as a neutral as much as someone who has a team.
Yeah, you need to have that first connection, and then because you understand it as a fan, then I guess, don't you? So like with the Drogba goal, I understand that absolute just wanting to shake and scream. So when you then see other fans experience it, you then understand it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get what you mean.
That's all.
I think it's easy to say. It's easy to say. Yeah, I support. Well, no, I like Hertha Berlin, like you say, Jay. But if they lost, you wouldn't care, would you? Really, you wouldn't be
careful, Adam.
Emotionally upset by
Adam,
that,
mate,
would you?
please, fucking.
Adam, you're gonna piss Jay off it.
No, it's
We don't fucking lose, all right.
That's his team, Adam.
I bleed for Hertha Berlin. No, so yeah, I'm me doing all that. I'm like taking the piss out of the people that do actually have like their like different teams all over the world. Whereas like I'm really just a Chelsea fan that likes collecting football shirts. Same with you guys.
Yeah.
Nah, fair enough,
Yeah,
Joe. I get you. You kind of had that realization during the game, did you?
I was just watching it going like, if there was I just, as soon as I saw the lineup and Royce is a bit injured, Sancho was on the bench, I was just like, I really was excited to come and see it, a bit of an exhibition, and it turned into,
Yeah.
you know, the most exciting player for me was Dahoud. And I think he's a good player, but that shouldn't be. You shouldn't be watching Dortmund and being.
He kept trying to bang off from 30 yards, didn't he?
He did, but he was doing all right. Whereas I tell you, he wasn't doing all right, and I think he might be. I don't know what's happened, but subconsciously, he's slowly become one of my least favourite footballers.
Go on.
I have a massive problem with Emre Can.
Go on.
I don't know what it is. I don't understand why he's a preference. You've got I know Witsel wasn't fully fit, but you've got Witsel, you've got De Hood, and you just he's going to start playing this guy who didn't demand to leave Liverpool, but basically said, "Now I'm better than Liverpool." Went to Juventus, got tossed out there. Has that one kind of bicycle kick, which somehow got close to winning goal of the season when it was a good goal, but I don't know. He just kind of annoys me a little bit. He's just because I think he's a bit like Rabiot for also Juventus now. He thinks, is he at PSG now? No, he's still at Juventus, isn't he? He left PSG, but they think like he's a very, very talented footballer who's going to do well in the game. But at the end of the day, you're probably as good as Lewis Cook. I don't know. Like,
well, there's your emotional connection. There's your emotional connection. Hating Shan.
I don't hate's a harsh word, but
I get you. I think Haaland disappointed me a little bit because he had the driving force of going up, but everything he touched just didn't seem to work. And I know he's only young, but it's
when he was
annoying.
through on goal, I didn't realise. When he completely ran through and
Yeah.
I went for a brew and that came on as like a little flashback. When I was like, I thought it was live. I was so confused. I was like, when did that? But he had that.
That's the thing. I think he needs them big players around him that he didn't have, like with Royce, Sancho. I think without them players,
you're still biting your hand off from there, wouldn't you? At United.
Yeah, probably.
He's a class finisher. He just had a bit and let's not forget. One thing we have missed speaking about is it should have been a penalty.
Oh God, the VAR, but it didn't go to VAR.
Jerome Boateng clearly puts his arm, and I'm sure it's not fully intentional, but that's a goal if he doesn't shove his elbow in the way. And by what we've had to watch all season, that's a stone wall.
Yeah, I forgot about that actually. Even the commentators were saying wait, hold on, that'll go to VAR, and it just didn't. There was a goal kick or something, when there was a corner or whatever.
Because it looked like it hit his back, I think, and everyone just thought it hit his back, but it clearly.
Yeah.
So he gets away with it because he's not facing it, but that arm is out of that body.
Oh yeah, he's just gone. But yeah, definitely. All right, should we move on from this game, boys, to some other news?
Why not? Go on, Jay. Tell us about some other news.
Well, bringing it back to the league we all love, the Premier League. It's phase 2 of Project Restart is going now, so they've been given the clear to do. Was just single player training.
Oh, okay.
But now it's contact training. So phase 2 is contact training. So they've been given permission to actually start tackling and trying to minimise it, but still tackling contact training. But there's still players that are coming out and saying they don't want to do it. And I think one of the most high profile ones is Kante so far. So
you need to leave Troy Deeney alone, but okay.
Yeah, well, you know what? So this is a full U-turn, but I think Troy Deeney's back on board with it now, and he's going to train. I think I read that somewhere. I could be wrong.
I've got it up here. He spoke to the medical officer, the chief medical officer. Yeah. And he's back. He's returned to train after that talk, apparently. So he's got positive talks from that.
Oh, there you go. But
he's done a full UE.
He's done a full 180. But Kante has come out and he did the first day of training, and then he went to Frank and said, I don't want to do it because he said he said his brother's had health problems. He himself has had problems health problems in the past and just doesn't want to risk it. And I think we all agree that that's very fair enough.
I'm not mad at that.
No,
I think it's a rule everyone should live their life by. I think if everyone had I hate Chelsea, I do, but I would not be against having a little framed picture of Kante with just the caption, what would Kante do? And every time I faced a bit of a moral dilemma, I would just look at that picture and go, I don't think Kante would do that.
Yeah,
and I would go about my day.
I do love him. I absolutely love him. And it's just fair fucking play. And he's quite a quiet, keep to himself fella, and he just does his own thing. But I think this is
I don't know him personally, but it seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I actually know him, Josh. He's a mate of mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And but yeah, that's how I'm speaking. I call him N'Golo, not just Kante. Anyway, So I think, but I think it brings a bit of a dilemma to the club, doesn't it? And I mean, I agree with Kante's side, but to think of it at a club standpoint, you've just kind of got someone that's refusing to play, but you still got to pay them, and You know what I mean? Like, there's that whole, like, there's a bit of a grey area there.
I don't think there is a grey area. If someone says, yeah, I'm on board, I'll sign whatever you want, I want to play, then fair enough. But if you've got one guy saying, I'm not sure about this, and then anything happens to them, you're fucked as Chelsea Football Club. So there's no question about it, really. And there's no expectations for him to play. There's no of anyone to play. Like, it's an what are they going to do? Oh well, it's an entertainment injury. It's an entertainment injury. We still don't have bloody whatever is called released. The next Bond film. Like, things are on hold.
Yeah.
Because like it's sad, but we don't think it should be back anyway. And if there's a little N'Golo Kante that's a bit worried, then put him in a blanket.
Fucking
save him
stay
for
at home, mate. Stay at home, N'Golo. Stay at home.
Unless he wants to drive to Durham, then you do that, Kante. That's allowed. But
nobody wants to drive to Durham.
You don't. That's the wrong podcast. That.
Sorry.
Right. So we filmed this video like a couple hours ago today, and then since then some big news has come out, and I thought I'd have to set up my camera and quickly speak about it. The Premier League's back. Premier League is going to be back. It's the big news that's come out of today. It's set to be back June the 17th. The government have given it the go-ahead. That's the date. That is it. And, you know, on this channel, we've expressed our opinion. I don't need to express it even further. Watch the Project Restart video. Watch a couple of the videos previous. Even in this video, we talk about it. But anyway, it's back. The Prem's back. On June 17th, Villa v Sheffield and City v Arsenal is going to be played. And those are the games that are kind of like the ones in hand, because those four teams have a game in hand, and it's those games. So they're getting them out of the way with, and then they're just going to start playing the games again on June the 19th, I believe. So yeah, it's weird. It's kind of strange to think that it's be back. I think it's been gone for so long. It's quite strange thinking it will be back, and then also it won't be back in the way we love the game. It will be back with empty stadiums and awkward commentary like the Bundesliga. Well, it's back. Let's go back into the conversation with the boys.
We're looking at extending Igalo's contract if we're allowed to, because his loan end is supposed to finish on Sunday.
Well, we've had
there's talks of us. Sorry, go on.
Well, I was going to say how good it should be if you go. You finally got to play for the club of your dreams, and you are earning the chance to get that new deal, because he's not obviously the world's best goal scorer, but he more than earned his keep. I think it's fair to say, while he was there. And then
I think he should stay. He's up on Sunday, and the option to extend the loan till January. But failing that, we're going to play around £20 million for him, which I think is reasonable.
It's nothing, is it, really? And if you get 2 good seasons out of him where he scores, I don't know, he would be on course to score 15 to 20, I reckon, all competitions.
We've already gave Giroud a contract extension. That's already agreed with. Well, I love Giroud, so fuck you. So fuck you, right?
I'm not even slagging off Giroud. I'm slagging off Chelsea. I mean, they only just realised he was a footballer like a few weeks before this epidemic.
Yeah, no, that was stupid. But I think the idea is that they can't exactly go out and buy another striker, and who knows when that is feasible, and there's always different problems, and I think we've gave him another year at contract to keep him on. He's a class footballer. I think Chelsea have just realised that they need him, and he's better than Batshuayi, and I think they want to eventually shift Batshuayi or loan him out again for some reason.
Just constantly loan him out to weird. But what is it now? Dortmund, Valencia, Palace.
Was there another one? No, yeah, you're right. Palace was a mad one, wasn't it?
Palace was a mad one. Great little FIFA team though, with Batshuayi.
It was actually.
Never forget. No, I mean, in terms of other news, I mean, there's the talk of the Women's Super League. Have you heard about this, Adam?
No.
City are currently top, but Arsenal and Chelsea, they're all pretty close. And instead of just giving it to City on the top, I don't know if they've done this yet, but they're thinking about basically dividing, because Arsenal and Chelsea have played less games than City, but they're on like 2 points less. But if they won a game, they would go above them or something like that. So instead of just giving it to City because they're top, they're planning to divide the number of points by the amount of games and then award it to the highest points per game person. So the person who's currently second might win the title.
It's crazy.
I think that's for the women's football. I suppose it's reasonable. There's not many. Do they still have like Champions League spots and stuff?
Yeah, well, there is that hierarchy, but I don't really know what's going.
Well, that's what I mean. You forget about that. You just think about the league at this point. And for me, it's a matter of the whole league.
Yeah. Well, I think there's the problem as well though. Like with the women's Super League at the moment, it's like City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. I think like City and Chelsea have gone undefeated so far, so it's so hard to distinguish between the two of them. Arsenal have been playing brilliantly, and also they've that game in Hatton behind. But it's just I think they've just tried to come up with a solution. They've done it, and then they've got loads of scrutiny for it. But to be fair, they're trying to sort it out. You know what I mean? The best they can. And at least they're not trying to restart the league and put people in danger.
The last game should have been this weekend, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, last weekend,
past the last day of the season now, so it's mad.
Yeah.
So I don't really know where we're at. We don't. I've seen the scheduling apparently. Have you seen that they're planning to play like games Saturday at 9, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then Sunday 12, 4, 6, 8. Like there's going to be game after game after game after game after game.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think the football should return, but.
Oh, that Saturday, you wake up and sit there all day.
My bank account will be looking disgusting for all the bets I've been doing.
I mean, footballers should be able to deal with it. Footballers obviously play in. But what the thing I'm a bit confused about is we haven't got a decision on the Champions League and Europa League yet, have we?
No, that's still undecided.
So if we're playing,
It should have been the final on Saturday, shouldn't it?
Sorry.
It should have been the Champions League final. Saturday,
Yeah, I've seen Tottenham. It was
sure.
a year ago today. All the Tottenham stuff's coming out. But no, like because theoretically, because Germany seems to be playing a game midweek, a game at the weekend, a game midweek, game at the weekend, which is fine. But what happens when the FA? Well, I'm guessing we're going to scrap the FA Cup. But what happens when the Champions League resumes into that, or the FA Cup does come through into that? Like,
yeah, I mean the thing I've heard proposed was that the Champions League does it almost tournament style, where they finish the rest of their games very like in one 2-week period or something like that. So I think
I really hope that does happen because I can't wait for Chelsea's bus to rock up on that first day.
It's going to be such a mad day, isn't it? We're just going to turn up. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows that we're 3-0 down, and the team talk must be mental.
I thought you were 4. Is it just 3?
I think it's 3. I don't know.
Okay, but no.
Alright, should we move on?
Yeah, to what?
It was 3-0. I just
boiling.
checked it.
I'm absolutely boiling.
Well, I think I had something that I thought that was interesting to talk about is regarding Harry Kane. So obviously there's come out the Sheringham thing has come out, and he's spoke about Harry Kane's career now going forward, and I just want to know what you've seen it, haven't you, Josh?
Was it not Klinsmann?
No, it's Sheringham.
Well, the one that said that he should leave. He hopes he stays at Tottenham, but he might leave to win trophies.
No. So Sheringham's come out and said
Oh, okay.
So Sheringham's come out and said he should think about. He's not said the media have actually portrayed it as Teddy said he should leave, but really he's come out and he said he should really think about his future career because he hasn't got. I mean, he won't have that many years left where the Barcelonas, the Real Madrids, the Uniteds are actually going to come for him. But then he's also said, because he made the switch from Spurs to United himself, but he said Spurs are a completely different team then. Spurs that now they still compete top 4. They were in the Champions League final just a year ago. He can go on and win stuff there, whereas Sheringham said he don't think he could have then. So he's just come out and said that. I just want to know what you think about it.
Weirdly, on almost parallel interviews come out with Klinsmann, where Klinsmann's basically said he reached 31 and realised he had to go to Bayern Munich because he only had a few years left to win trophies.
Yeah.
But Klinsmann also said, but then again, he has just as good a chance as Tottenham as anywhere else. So very similar interviews, very strange. But I mean, what do you want me to say? I completely agree with it. Technically, Tottenham are one of the best teams in the country on paper to win a trophy, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. It doesn't mean it's happened in the past 12 years. There's some form of invisible glass ceiling that's undeniably there.
Yeah.
But quality-wise, I mean, I know I harp on about this, and I'll never stop harping on about this. The season where Leicester won it and Chelsea won it, over those 2 seasons, we smashed it on points, and we just got very unlucky that what happened, and that our spell of form came centrally and didn't swing into one of those seasons. Has the boat sailed? Maybe, but we've got players that are Ndombele's 21, and he hasn't looked very good for Tottenham so far. But I assure you, that player, if he leaves Tottenham, will become one of the best players in Europe. And if he stays at Tottenham and finds his form, he will. Whether he will or not, I don't know. But
maybe what would you do if you was Kane then? Because Kane's also a Spurs fan. You're a Spurs fan. What would you do right now?
It's a really, really difficult thing to say because I don't know what the club's like. I would obviously. I don't know what's right about. The reason I've discussed this, I've been it's very easy to ask me this question, I guess, because I've been a Tottenham fan that hasn't won anything in my time of supporting them. But like the Carabao Cup in 2008 was just before I really got on board. Mm-hmm. I've never seen my team win anything. I'm not looking for a new team to support, so I can't think of many things better than having the legacy of a Lampard, a Gerrard, a Terry, a Giggs. Like, what do you reckon those players value more than do you reckon they value their trophies more or that?
Yeah, no, I was going to say that. I was going to say trophies, as much as they're amazing, to be such an icon at a club like the names you've mentioned must just feel amazing. And like Totti at Roma, like he's just held as one of the most incredible legends there are, and I think that is very important. Kane he's almost already that, and if he continues and if he does actually win you something as captain or whatever, or as your head guy, like he'll just be written into Tottenham history books.
If he leaves, but I can guarantee you that winning a trophy somewhere else will not feel as good. It'll feel fantastic and amazing and everything ever dreamed of. It will not feel as good as if he did it with Tottenham.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Same as why. I mean, there's something. I know I'm biased, but there's something. The Pochettino interview spoke so much to me. I know I've already discussed it slightly, but when was the last time? Like seriously, like a manager has already come back and said, "I want to be back there and win something with him." Like that doesn't happen.
No, yeah, it doesn't happen.
I know Mourinho came back, but at the time he was like, "Yeah, see you later, fuckers, I'm off." Like,
and then he did it again when he came back.
Remorse, did he?
No, he didn't. That's not the man he is. No, I get you 100%. And because he probably felt like he built something. But to bring it back to Chelsea, when we won the Champions League, it was after plenty of years of trying, and that's what made it feel better. With Lampard and with Drogba and that team, they played together for so many years up until that point to win it, and that'll be the same thing if Kane does win something with Spurs.
I guess the final thing to say as well is the issue with this whole COVID thing as well. One of the minor issues is what the knock-on effect it's going to have for all sorts of things. Like that's 6 months off Kane getting Shearer's record if the season doesn't really go the way it was. Meant to go. Like there's so many things that will further down the line. There will always be this mad little blotch, which Adam will love because it won't be known as the season that Liverpool smashed the title. It'll be known as COVID season. And what more do you want, really?
Yeah, fair enough. I think with it, we're done, aren't we, boys?
And I've got heat stroke, so it's probably best I go in.
To be fair,
this is a terrible.
Sweltering here.
Tell your dads, everyone.
Tell your dads. Jesus Christ, I'm sweating.
Tell your dads.
Tell your sweaty dad.
Ooh.